Chair of the Shaftsbury Select Board. I'd like to call this meeting of the Shaftsbury Select Board to order on Monday, February 5th, 2024. Does anybody have a conflict of interest of anything shown on the agenda?
No.
Okay. The first thing is minutes, and we have minutes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different meetings.
Right.
Let's see.
So at the January 2nd meeting, it looks like everyone was there.
Okay.
Any questions? Go ahead.
Entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Moved by Martha. Second by Naomi. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? So carried, 5-0-0.
Okay, we have minutes from,
I think there's,
oh,
oh, no, there isn't. Okay.
from the 16th of January. I was not there. Everyone else was there.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Mike, second by Naomi. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain.
I wasn't
So
there.
that's 4-0-1.
No, you weren't here?
I was not here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
We're talking about January 16th.
January 16th.
So is that 4-0-2
Yeah.
or 3-0-2?
302.
3-0-2. Thank you.
Thank you for catching that, Naomi. And then we have January 22nd. Art and Naomi, Martha and Mike were there.
So moved.
Moved by Mike.
Moved by Mike.
Second,
Was that a second by
Martha.
Martha.
Yeah, Martha. All those, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed? And one abstention. That's carried 4-0-1.
And then we have one for the 29th.
Hey.
I don't have that one. Do I?
Oh, is it just a one-page one? Is there something?
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, thank you. January 29th.
It's on the back of it.
Yeah. Yep. It's got
January 29th.
Yep.
Looks like everyone was present.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Naomi.
Second,
Second by Martha. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? So carried. 5-0-0.
Okay.
Tony, did we do the 18th?
No.
No. Oh, I lost, here it is, I'm sorry. Yep, it was in underneath. Special meeting. Art, Mike, and Martha were there.
Make a motion to approve.
Moved by
Motion
Mike.
by Mike.
So second, sorry.
Second by Martha.
Brain is.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Okay, that's carried 3-0-2. Okay, that should do it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the January.
so you probably got a pile of warrants there too.
Yeah. I have a warrant.
I'm going to explain that.
Yeah,
That was a warrant that you guys signed. That was to do an emergency check to Prudential. Between when you signed that and after I mailed the check, I had to void it because they had finally figured out how to do an ACH withdrawal. So I just wanted to get it on the record that 31 was in fact voided. The other thing that's there is the postage I had to pay out of my own pocket to get it overnighted to them, and I'm very uncomfortable just writing checks to myself. So I wanted to have it on the record that that is to reimburse me for postage. I did not create a warrant. I will do that now, but I wanted the approval of the board before I even create that warrant, because I don't like writing checks to myself. So we just have you guys, I don't know, just make some kind of a statement that you know that that warrant is coming and it is legit.
And how much is the,
It's just $30.
$30.
It was for overnight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so I entertain a motion to have Melanie create a warrant for a reimbursement, okay?
Yes.
So moved.
Moved by Mike.
Moved by Mike,
Second.
And
second by Naomi.
And this is maybe not the right time to say this, but I do also want to clarify that in the past, we have had petty cash for things like this.
Yeah.
And I hope that we can get that happening again with the new town administrator, because it's silly to have to go through a warrant for every time somebody
Yeah.
pays postage for something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my piece.
thank you.
I don't, there's nothing to sign, right?
Nothing yet, no, that's
No.
just, you're just telling me it's okay for me to
Okay.
go ahead and create that weird
So
check.
we have a motion and a second. Any
Who
discussion?
seconded it?
Naomi
Ma'am,
did.
thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, 500. Okay, next.
So we have a warrant for number 32 for $21,179.55. Do I have a motion?
A motion by Mike,
Yeah. So moved.
Second.
second by Naomi. Items over 1,000.
We had William E. Daly for $7,023.60. Another one for Daly at $5,443. I think that's it.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt again?
Sure.
You'll see on that warrant a check being cut for Marlene. That's another one that I want to draw special attention to. That was postage that she had to pay out of her own pocket, so we're reimbursing her for that.
Okay.
These are things that will not happen once we
Yeah.
have permanent.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring it to your attention when there are these checks that are two people
So
in
you
this
don't
building.
have, you don't have access to a petty cash account at all?
We do not have, Dave Kiernan had sort of let it lapse.
Okay.
And it has not been going for a while, but
So we need one.
I think that we need one.
Yeah, yeah. There's another one for Appalachian salt at $5,741. And another one for Daly. No, that's the same one, right? Okay. I
Any
think,
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried, 500.
same folder. That's it, right?
Is that it, Melanie, as far as you know?
Two?
Is that it, as far as you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no paper roll? Okay, that's fine. Okay, next on the agenda is announcements. We have the same 4 requests for special committees. One is the town green. The other one is Cole Hall. We're working on getting that ADA compliant. The sewer feasibility study, there is one person on that. We prefer more. And the Economic Development Committee, and this is just the special committee, is that right, Martha?
No, this Economic Development Committee is a standing committee that's
This
going
is a
forward.
standing committee,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right, thank you.
So who do we send,
Again.
who do we send the nominations to?
If it goes to the administrator, it comes to you, your computer, Tony, and then you can send it to whoever isn't. I'm for the sewer. I believe Naomi is the town green, is that right?
I thought I was the sewer.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were the sidewalk.
Or whatever, just make sure.
Maybe
that one of us-
forwarding.
I'm not the sidewalk, I know.
Oh, okay.
You had control of the documentation piece, I feel like, but not the committee piece.
Oh,
I want to
okay,
say
yeah.
that
Yeah, I have
Mike
volunteered for the
was
sewer
doing
committee at
this.
one point, but
Oh, good.
someone else can have it if they want.
Understanding all of that was making me a little anxious, so please go.
Okay, all right.
But I think the point is, if you just send it to administrator, shaftsbury.gov, we'll get to one of us, okay?
All righty. Thank you.
Public comments, is there anybody from the public, either Zoom or in person?
Not on Zoom, Art.
No?
Okay. The next is the treasurer's report, and with the committees or the board's permission, I would like to move number 11, which is the DPW report, after the treasurer's, because what part of the DPW report involves Melanie, okay?
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
We're in for the treasurer's report now, please.
Okay, Shelley, could you bring up the cash flow that I sent
Yes,
you
I
before?
can. Give me a sec here.
Sure.
It's a pretty picture of Lake Shaftsbury.
There it is.
Can everybody
Okay.
see it? No, okay, I need to
It's a
I need to
little
share it.
small.
Oops, sorry.
I think there should be there should be a way to just
Just to
from
zoom.
that screen to zoom wherever you were.
Right.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
That's
Well, I'll tell you what you're going to see when
Yeah.
you see it. I did finally do all the money due to the general fund. I don't know whether you actually saw that. I kept promising to do it. So
Right.
you'll see that we have a lot more cash in the bank. I mean, it looks like we have more cash in the bank than we did before because I did finally settle that money that was due from the reserve funds to the general fund. So you'll see that. And not a lot else that we have not already discussed, but if we,
There we go.
Can nobody see
I
this?
think if you go back to the
so you
Zoom-
go back to art screen and you go to that big screen. Yep, and now press share screen.
Right, and
And it should be that
Oh,
cash
okay,
flow.
thank
Yep,
you.
right there. Oh no. They won't. Well,
this is new.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
don't-
art.
well, I mean, it's small, but if we
There
could
it
just,
is.
Oh, you did get it. Okay,
Try that one last time, but I think,
Yeah,
I think in the
I-
end he did see it.
okay. So
You have to kind of reopen it from the desktop like you did.
Yeah.
And now share.
And now you're gonna go to your share screen.
There.
It's like driving a car with front drivers.
No, you have to go back, I think,
But
to
if you-
share.
I think if you just close that though,
Close that.
that's just the
Yeah.
dialogue. Now Art.
There you go.
There.
Art, can you see that?
I can, I got it.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, come on.
I think that you have to keep up whatever was up there.
Well, I'll
I'm
also
so
tell
sorry.
you that when we do see the budget, budget versus actuals, as of the end of January, we are slightly ahead. We're actually at more than 100% of revenue. That's largely because interest has been so, we've talked about it a few
Right.
times. That's the big variable there. We're also seeing that our spending is slightly behind what it was at this time last year. Last year was, remember, it got a little scary right towards the end of the fiscal year. We ended up being fine,
Sorry,
but
folks, I can't do it.
It just keeps.
as of right now, we're looking like we're at about 4% behind where we were last year in expenditures, which is very good to see. And we've got a little bit more cash now than we had at the same time last year. So unless something, something unforeseen happens, we're probably in good shape for the rest of the year. And that's all I was going to say, Shelley. We can, oh, there you go. I mean, there you can see, if you look right there, whoops.
I'm sorry, folks.
Now,
It's really
I think it's
frustrating when
just
this
that.
happens.
I think it's just
It's a new thing, and we haven't been able to turn it off.
fix it. But
It's coming to all
Okay,
kinds
but-
of computers in the
oh,
office.
it just is auto closing.
yeah, that's
Well-
very bratty. But anyway, it really, I wasn't going to say anything, but all that important, and you have seen 98% of this before. There you see the numbers at the very bottom are what I was talking about. One was a little bit more than 100%, one was, I think, around 64%, whereas the expenditures last year at this time were 67% of budget. So that's all I was saying.
Okay.
And you can peek at it real quick, but
You want the revenues now?
the reserve account.
Reserve, I'm sorry.
If it's going to do the same thing, it really doesn't matter. All you're going to see is all of those, the opposite side of the transfers from to make the general fund whole of all the money that the reserve accounts owed. So you see a lot of motion there. We can take another look at it the next meeting if we want to, but it's just the other side of the transfer coin is obviously it's coming out of the reserve. So you'll see that amount has gone down by the same amount as it went up in the general fund. The other thing that's important, though, is the reason that we really need to have this meeting is that look at the blue. So I talked to my bank guy. As of right now, Dave Kiernan's name is the only one on the credit card. And what that paperwork there will do will be to make me the, I don't remember the technical term for it. It's on the cover letter I had to write. But it makes me the primary, it's authorization for me to be the primary card holder, I think. In fact, I am not going to have a card at all. They're going to issue me a card number, but no card. I don't want to have a card. I don't think I should have a card. But that allows me to be the administrator of the credit card. Then I can issue one to Mike, which is what this is actually all about. It's for him to have an emergency card for diesel or whatever when we've got a time between warrants when he really needs to take care of stuff in a snowstorm or something. So it's a couple of step process, but what I need you to do is to read that letter. I need you guys to sign it, and then I will submit all that paperwork to the bank to get the primary cardholder to be shifted from Dave Kiernan to me. And then I will do the next step, which I can do as in that role, I can get Mike a town credit card. The other thing this allows me to do is to download the transactions or statements as they happen, so we're not going to be paying any fees, which is something that we've gotten in trouble with because of just the timing of when select board meetings happen. So I'll be able to stay on top of expenditures so we can pay them in a timely manner. Also, since it's the same bank that we do our banking with, I can do it in the actual, without having to do a bank transfer or anything. I can just pay it right in the branch.
So it says, to whom it may concern, Select Board of Shaftsbury authorizes Town Treasurer Melanie Dexter to replace former Town Administrator David Kiernan as the primary card holder on the town credit card issued by M&T Bank. She will receive a number but no physical card. This will allow her to access online banking where she may request a new card, put statements, and make payments.
Okay, entertain a motion to that.
So move.
Second?
That's a motion by Mike, a second by Naomi. Discussion. I'd like Mike to just, is Mike there?
Yes.
Just kind of describe that we have a credit card with mobile. By the time they send the bill and then we have a meeting, sign a warrant, check gets to them, it's been cut off because they have such tight control, such tight timing on, it ends up being cut off most of the time. So we probably would not be using the mobile card after we get this. Is that right, Mike?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, what's happened with the mobile card is because of the meetings and by the time the check makes it to them, the account just keeps getting suspended.
Yeah.
So, and that, we need fuel to run our operation and it gets frustrating, when the account's suspended. A few times I've paid out of my pocket so that we could just keep going, and then Dave has got it reimbursed, but I want to stay away from that. So I got talking to Melanie and Art about how about a credit card that we can use for fuel and stuff, and we don't have to go into this problem.
So when you're saying a mobile
So I have a,
card, what does that mean?
the only,
Well, I know mobile oil company, but what kind
So
of
I
system
have-
do you have right now?
so, all right. The town of Shaftsbury had an account with Paulins
Okay.
forever.
Yes.
And it was,
okay.
you went in
That's
there and they
right,
wrote.
and they had a little book.
Yeah.
Yes, you were
Well, when they
basically on
sold
to Buckstop. Yeah.
to, whoever it is
owns
now,
that, yeah.
we had to get mobile cards. And,
Which is like a prepaid
But-
card?
no,
or like
it's a credit card.
It's a credit card, okay.
but it's like their statements come out, I don't understand, it's all emailed to me.
Okay,
And the card will be suspended and then I'll get an email statement, you're past due. And I've called and Dave has called and we've tried to figure it out why it's such a lapse, but it's some corporate billing that is not around here and they don't care that we're just a town, they just want the money.
Right.
So they suspend the account and then sometimes it'll get paid and I'll hear it in the
Right.
warrant and
Yeah.
everything, the mobile card will get paid and then it takes a couple days for the check to get there and
got it, okay.
it's suspended again.
So it's just
It's a little
back and
frustrating.
forth. Okay.
My business has a mobile credit card with Collins, and it's the same way. It's very frustrating. It just doesn't work most of the time.
Okay.
And with that card, I'm only limited to getting fuel at a mobile station. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing we have in town, but
Right.
if I go out of town or something, I gotta kind of plan it right
Right, okay.
anyways, so, but.
Can I also just say here that since we do all our banking with this bank, and I have my own team of people who I work with, really want to keep us happy. And he made it clear to me that they would waive any, if we were ever in a situation like that, which we won't be because I'm going to be able to stay on top of it. But when you've got a relationship like we have with them, they're going to want to keep us happy.
Right. So this would be a card to be used not necessarily for emergency purposes, but for fuels
Fuel.
mostly, for regular diesel purchases.
Yeah, and then there
And then
has
the
been,
occasional.
there has been times where we've needed a part or something.
Okay.
And
And it was easier to do it that way.
easier to just buy
and then
one.
come back.
Yeah, and then get reimbursed for it,
Got it, okay.
just to get the truck or whatever going back on. It doesn't happen all the time because a lot of the vendors are pretty good, but there is that time where, or there's the time where I'll buy a part, but if I had a credit card, I would have paid less
Yeah.
for the
Right,
part
right, that
than
makes a lot of
buying it
sense.
through, somebody else. So there are
Yes.
times where it can save the town
Just-
money too.
And it's just gonna come, a payment right out of the line item of the DPW budget line
Yeah, I mean,
items,
we're going to
or-
have to stay very on top of the paperwork
Yeah.
because it's a more sensitive thing when you're paying with a credit card. So the auditors are going to take a very close look at that. So we'll have to be particularly persnickety about that paperwork.
Okay.
So, no more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried, 500.
Okay.
Well, since you're already there, Mike, why don't you give your DPW report?
Okay. Well, the only thing I really have is every year we got to certify our highway mileage. If we've added class 1, 2, or 3 or legal trails or anything and created a new development or something, but nothing's happened, and I just need it signed by the select board, and then I have to have the town clerk sign it, and I just got to email it in. But it's just saying that we leave everything blank because we didn't add anything.
We don't need a motion for that, do we? I don't remember.
We need a motion for the road report. We
I
do.
think it would help since
Yeah.
since somebody has to sign it, yes.
Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
Melody.
Okay.
Okay, so entertain a
I'll make-
motion to sign the
A certificate
roads
of highway
report.
mileage,
Right.
year ending February 10th, 2024. I move that we sign this, and it has no changes to it.
Unless there
Okay.
was road added I don't know about.
So that's a motion by Naomi, is there a second?
I'll second that.
A second by Martha. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 That was the sheet
Opposed?
explaining on how to
Okay.
fill it out.
So how many signatures? Do you need everybody to sign or just?
It looks like there's a bunch of lines here. They're kind of.
It doesn't say how many you actually need. It doesn't say it has to be 5.
The more the merrier, I guess.
Yeah, then they really
I'm gonna
know.
leave it just to you.
It's done every year. Usually Dave had you guys do
Yeah, I
it.
remember in
Yeah.
the past.
Selectmen, aldermen. Gotta update these forms. Our ladies on board.
Do you know that alderman
Women.
means
They're
old
women.
person?
What?
Alderman means old person.
It's an elder.
Etymologically, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's the state of Vermont. Thank you.
Okay.
I will email that.
Here's, I just signed it. Oh, the credit card.
Oh, that's, yeah, okay. So that's just part of our
Yeah,
pile
right.
of.
Yeah, that was the two things, was the card and the mileage. And then I have some more stuff that needs to be signed, but we gotta wait until after the budget gets passed to fill everything out for the financial plan and all that.
Okay.
That's done with the state, so that'll be sometime in March. And the road crew, we were just We've been just maintaining equipment and
Waiting for snow.
waiting for snow. Spread gravel on some roads that had some bad potholes. Cider Mill was really bad.
Came out
was.
great.
Yeah, it did. It came out really good.
Yeah.
Got a couple more. We've been doing it early in the morning when it's still kind of frozen, and then just getting off the roads when it starts to thaw out, so we're not making more ruts and holes. So,
Makes sense.
and then we have a bunch of trees to go around clean up from all those blowdowns from the last couple windstorms.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be working on, and waiting for snow if it comes. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
All right,
you, Mike.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Art.
Let's see, number 8 is the screening ordinance. This is an ordinance that we inform the town that this was put together by the planning commission, and that we have to have a meeting on it 3 times, and then after a grace period, if nobody comes up with a petition, it goes into effect. So is that on a screen someplace where we can?
Well, let's
bring it up?
hope so.
Okay. If not, I think Naomi or Martha could explain it briefly.
Well, I think, actually,
Yeah, I think you have to X that thing out in the lower corner there first. The box that.
Thank you,
That one
Mike.
first.
I think what we need to have there is the time frame.
we also need to talk about the time frame for it, right?
Yeah,
And I left unclear who was going to research that.
I don't remember.
You need the time frame for a public
The
meeting?
public
yeah, for a
hearing.
public meeting. Art, do you remember what our timing is on this? When we have to have
No, I don't.
We didn't know.
No, I don't. Somebody said that maybe there's a certain period between the 3 different meetings that we have to have, and they were going to look it up, but we can check with the VLTC on that, on if there has to be a certain number of days between each hearing.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if I can.
The minutes from
pull
the
it
meeting
out.
of January 29 said simply, "A discussion of the ordinance adoption timetable will be placed on the agenda for February 5. Select persons will familiarize themselves with the rules meanwhile."
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Public hearing.
Art, will you check with the VLTC?
I will.
Okay,
I'll send them an email and just ask them what the
yeah,
timing is for ordinances and that sort of stuff, okay?
okay.
Let's see if
Thanks.
I can pull it up.
All right?
Martha is trying to look it up right now.
And I may be able to find it because our Dave has definitely sent it to us in the past. That's
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay, agenda number 9 is
that's for
there is a chance for us to sign up for, I guess, a grant to put electric vehicle charging stations in Shaftsbury. There was some talk about whether this would conflict with what was in the agreement that we have with Shaftsbury Solar, or also were there certain restrictions placed on us that somebody had to maintain it all the time and that sort of stuff. Do we want to go ahead and look into the possibility of doing this at this point?
So it's my impression that there's no reason to think it should conflict with what we would hopefully get from Shaftsbury Solar. It would just be more charging stations, and that's great, because in another
Yeah.
10 years,
Yeah.
there's going to be an enormous need. And
It also seems like we would be in a good stead to get it from just what I had just briefly researched, because there are no EV charging stations in the town of Shaftsbury, as far as I know at this
Right.
moment. So, and it is very much about putting them in places that are underserved, but also in places that are going to be kind of public gathering places. And so I think that we could make a good case that this town community center, town green hub that we're working on, it would be very much in line with that. So there's a pre-application that has to be done before February 29th. And then there's a pre-screening call where somebody, I'm assuming, would call whoever is going to put in this application. And then if you kind of pass muster through that pre-screening call, then submit a full application. And it seems like it is a very tight turnaround because the grant awards are possible by this summer. So it seems very quick,
Okay,
as far as I could tell.
And it seems to me that the questions about whether the town would be paying for it or whether individuals would be paying for it on a charge point or whatever
Right.
are things we would find out as we went forward in the grant application, but probably we would have some choice about that matter. And Bennington,
Okay.
Bennington as a town offers it for free.
Is it really?
It does, yes.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean we have to.
Yeah.
But it's the same charging station,
Yeah.
but whether it's free or not. So,
So then I guess the question is, because we don't currently have a town administrator who would likely would do this, who is going to do the pre-application if we're pondering putting this out into the world? I haven't seen the application.
I think it
I
falls
don't
under
know.
the economic development.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
right. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I can certainly try to put
You
in
think you-
and see what it involves, how in-depth it is.
Yeah.
I have no idea how big this pre-application is or not.
How about
But I think-
you and I work on it together?
That sounds like a good plan. We'll have a
Okay?
little
If
subcommittee
people are
of,
willing to
Okay.
put that in our hands?
Sure.
Yeah.
okay.
okay, so I guess we'll probably have another meeting before it's due in, is that not right? Do you want us to approve it now, or you look into it and then we'll approve it at our next meeting?
Want to give us the information?
I think we should put in the pre-application, because I think that it probably will be a competitive thing. And then if we get to a pre-screening call, then we know that we've done something right, and then maybe come back and report,
Okay.
I think would be
Okay,
the
so-
best way to do it.
So what, so let's, somebody make a motion that Martha and Naomi put in the pre-screening application. This is just a pre-screening. That doesn't lock us in. It just has put us on the list. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay?
Okay, so moved.
That's a move by Mike,
Second.
second by Tony. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried, 500. Thank you.
And just for the meeting notes, I just want to say that it's a pre-application for the Charge Vermont EV program, just for the meeting minute notes.
Okay, thank you.
Is this a is there, I'm not familiar with the charging station. Is there one charger for every type of electric vehicle, or is there one charge for everything?
I think it's a generic charger, except for Teslas, but the apps that are used to pay for
Okay, are
different.
different.
And that's one of the problems that they haven't worked out yet.
All right, okay.
But the apps are not built into the charger, as
No,
far as I
no.
understand it.
Okay, good.
Next on the agenda is public awareness of the fact that the town has a contract to purchase the building right behind Cole Hall. It's a old Victorian-style house that is right behind Cole Hall. A lot of people don't even know it's there because it's hidden by the trees and all that sort of stuff. So we are planning to buy this with ARPA money, so it does not need a vote of the townspeople, but we do want to make the townspeople aware that this is a contract that is going to be completed on April 15th. So we have plenty of time to let people know about it. So if anybody has any opinion, you're welcome to bring it up at public announcements or whatever at any of our meetings. But we've agreed in the past to have at least 3 notifications of when we're buying purchases like this. Which is what we did on the shed out beside Go Hall, and so that we'd like to do that with this also. Any other comments from anybody on that?
And the purchase price?
$190.
$190, okay.
Okay. I guess we can go on to other business. Does anybody have any other business? I received an email from Jack Bauer this morning, who is one of the engineers working on Cole Hall remodeling, whatever you want to call it, to bring it ADA compliant. And he had put out an RFP for a contract manager to manage this. This isn't somebody that's going to, they could, if they wanted to actually do it, but it's a little bit complicated. A contract manager manages all that for a certain percent fee of the total project cost. And nobody bid on it. He got a couple people wanted clarification. He gave it to them, and they both said basically the project not big enough. It's $750,000,
Right.
but it just doesn't catch anybody's attention.
Wow.
Well, Naomi, you probably haven't read the emails, but he sent something to you this afternoon. It says he's going to probably meet with you on the green.
Oh, yes, okay.
Well, why did that
Okay.
not come to me?
And
Because it's about the town green, and I'm the liaison for that.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I'll send it to you.
yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
maybe we can put it all as a bigger package. Don't know. He answered me, and I only skimmed through it before I had to come to this meeting, so I don't quite understand it, but it is basically a little bit on hold until we can decide how we want to go forward on this. Just to let everybody know, okay? But it's kind of disappointing that even a
Yeah.
almost $750,000 project doesn't. But these are big companies that he was asking to, and that type of thing. And I did receive some communication about Grandview is going to be brought to the public. The engineering study is done, and that'll be brought to the public sometime in April. Okay? Any other business? Other business?
We all set for town meeting day, and I've heard questions about potluck. People asking, are we
Well, I'm
not
in
still?
communication with Karen,
Okay.
and she's got the North Shaft
Lions, that's right, you
Lions.
said that the
and-
last
yeah,
meeting, okay.
And a few other people, so.
And we're thinking 5 PM for the?
5 p.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
for the potluck.
I'll email
Okay.
Jeff to make sure, because I haven't heard back. I sent the application in, and he was going to include the sound system in that.
Okay,
So, and Karen was in DC, so I couldn't get her.
got it, okay,
Yeah,
that makes
so
sense.
I told her that we would meet after when she got back.
Okay, good. Well, that's
And
good. People will be very happy
Yeah,
about having
yeah.
a potluck.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're clamoring for it.
Oh, I know. I just got an email from Carl and his wife, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a thing we really just want to
Yeah.
announce every time we
right.
can.
That
There's
there
gonna
will be a 5
So there
PM.
will be a
potluck.
potluck before town meeting on March 4th. Yeah.
Good news. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for organizing
Well, I'm
or gathering.
gathering, yeah.
When do we put out the sidewalk, the sandwich board announcing town meeting? Could it go on the sandwich board?
I bet we probably could.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
I'll talk to Marlene about that.
yeah.
Excellent idea.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think she put it in did she put it in the warning?
I just got
Yes, she
a
did.
postcard,
Yeah.
but I don't remember if on that postcard that I read that there was going to be a potluck on the card that just came to my mailbox.
It's on the annual report. I don't know
Yeah,
about the warning.
yeah, okay.
But, okay. Great.
Anything else? Reviewed action items. I guess Melanie is going to apply for a credit card to be used by the DPW. Martha and Naomi are going to work on the charging application for the charging station. What else is there?
You're going to check with the Vermont League on the timing of the ordinance.
That's right.
Right,
That's my job. Yep.
yeah.
And I'll talk to Marlene about the sandwich board.
Okay. Okay, anything else? I guess we have got to quite a bit of business under executive session for both legal personnel. So entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved?
Moved by Martha, or Naomi, moved by Naomi, sorry. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Mike. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, 5-0-0. Tell Cat TV there probably won't be any action taken afterwards. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah,
Excellent.
he's got it.
Yeah,
He's a happy man.
Give them
Excellent.
a few minutes to pick up, and then we'll go into executive session.
Okay.
And I'm going to end the meeting.